I don't know how well you can see it, but that guy right there, that's a carpenter. He's working on it. And then his buddy is actually right there.
Hi!
Morning, we're here in Sandusky at Cedar Point.
This is our home.
We're home, this is where we met each other.
This is so exciting for us.
Very
We're
special
spending,
place for
like,
us.
Almost 2 days here.
So
It's gonna be awesome. We're excited to see some new stuff, visit some old favorites. We just got off of Magnum.
oh, I love Magnum.
Love it.
It's running great.
Yeah, it's running better than ever, which is wild.
Seems like a lot of the rides this year are running better than ever.
I remember that killing me like when I was 19, and I'm not 19 anymore, and it feels a lot better.
Oh, it feels great. Go ride some rides. I
love that ride.
I do not like those. I don't like those. Or it's gonna start going. There it goes. So, if you look at all this stuff in here in the water, that is all cottonwood from the trees, and it's just literally floating around like snow. This is Cedar Creek Mine Ride. It's a classic era mine ride. It's pretty fun. Cedar Point used to be home to 2 of these classic rides, and then they had one with a little more modern cars as well. This one's the antique cars, and then there's Cadillac cars in the front. They took out the turnpike cars though. This area of the park was kind of just ignored until they put in Skyhawk back there. And this area looks nice now. Millennium Force is always just looming in the background. Oh yeah, there's also that Top Thrill Dragster there too. And they got a little petting farm here. Petting farm is great. You got these donkeys. You feed the animals for $2. Look at these. Look at the size of these goats.
What are y'all doing?
Hey, goats.
Hi, little babies.
You got some turkeys here.
Hello. Hi, love.
This is one of the things you don't think about when you come to Cedar Point, is that they have, you got that rooster crossing the pathway.
You're not hoarding. You guys are just looking for handouts. Sorry, you're videotaping, aren't you?
That's fine.
Back it up. They want your weeds.
And there goes the chicken. There go the chickens. What we got over here? We got some alpacas. It's dusty. What we got over here? Got a bunch of rabbits.
Bunnies.
These are like the calmest bunnies ever.
Got some more of these guys. Fun story. I used to run that train.
22.
So we came over here here's some camels. And I'm not really sure what this is, so we're gonna go check it out and see what it is. There's I see some emus over there. And yaks.
That's a weird feeling.
We got a yak here.
I love pepper because they literally just give you free reign to touch anything.
And they pant to cool themselves off. This is Professor Delbert's Frontier Fling. Fans of Cedar Point will know that this is Professor Delbert. He was actually an animatronic on the Paddle Wheel Excursions. And this used to be Shoot the Rapids, the Intamin boat ride that is now defunct. It only lasted a couple years here. They filled in the trough nicely. I don't know about on the other side of the island though, from the water. But you can see here, Crystal Rock Bottling Company, and the station is still there. That was the electrical room over there, but then they replaced it with a sky coaster. Interesting move, but I mean it works, it fills in space, and it's a temporary thing. So, train came through here. Down that way. So, we came over here to go to the Trail Tavern, and the doors were shut. We got
I was
all
about to be
sad.
really sad.
As we walked up to it, the doors opened.
It was like
and they are
magic.
open.
This is more magical than anything
This is a
else.
magic day because they got moonshine and beers.
Yes.
Gotta love
We
it.
love moonshine
And
and
across
beers.
from me are some horses, and I do not like that. So in here they got really cool stained glass windows. This used to be the wood carving shop. So they used to have a guy out front carving wood. I have a cool photo that I took that I will place here. But yeah, so then they opened it up recently and changed it to, look at that, cool. Isn't that cool? With the glass bottles and the chandelier and everything. Yeah, I think these chandeliers are really cool. Just, this whole area is just really nice. I like what they've done with the place. But we're gonna go ahead and maybe get a drink or two and just enjoy the day. We're here for 2 days, so we'll get to do everything. Cool. So we stopped in the Trail Tavern, got some beers, good beers, really enjoy it. This one's the Elvis Juice by Brewdog. It's good, nice and fruity, hoppy. Perfect on I wouldn't say it's a hot day at all because it's only about 65 degrees out right now. But the sun is out and it feels great. This is the Red Garter Saloon. It's a pretty great place to go watch a show when they're doing the show. You go there, have a beer, sit down and watch the show, and you don't need to be eating or drinking anything. Then they got a Panda Express right here. This is one of the first of the franchise food options here. Which is, look at that mess of track. It is just pretty great. Forget how massive this is, and it just looks out of place to me because I'm so used to this park without this, and now it's just here. It was fun though, but I think I still prefer Griffin and SheiKra both over it. But I will say that this spot right here, that slow roll, is the best part of the ride. Definitely the best part. This is a fire truck food truck. That's actually really cool. It kind of feels weird being back because like I know I got to ride a bunch of stuff, but I'm like not in a rush to do it because I've spent so much time. I mean, I worked here for 7 years and used to come as a guest all the time too. Hey, ooh, these tenders are great. If you ever want to see what I worked on, used to work on this bad boy right here. Clean it up every day.
No, come on, Allison Laura, girl. I mean, come on, she's so good. We love her. Follow her on Instagram.
George, a pain in the ass to run, but he was fun. It's lunchtime, so we're gonna go to Melt Bar and Grilled. This is a grilled cheese restaurant. Apparently, if you have a tattoo of grilled cheese, you get a percentage off your meal. Look at that. That's awesome with the old logos like Chaos, which is one of my favorites. Avalanche Run. Can't forget Demon Drop. Dispatch Master Transport. Oh, this is great. So we're inside a melt, and it was really cool. Like here's the old Dispatch Master Transport for disaster transport, Whitewater Landing. These are the old characters they had. This was Subvention. You had to be as tall as her. Oh, this is really cool stuff. There's more like drawings of the old characters. A big picture of Mean Streak. Some concept art. There's so much cool stuff in this. Looking at this menu, this is great. You get a Demon Drop, just Master Transport. You got all the Dodgems. With that Mantis. There's a Demon Drop. That's just their logo. You got Chicken Vengeance.
Wait, what's the difference between this?
You got the old
One's up
Close to
there.
the Train logo.
You gotta be at the high top table.
Down
So
here.
we can ask where you can move.
Got more of these.
It's still 4 o'clock. There's a couple drinks.
Mean
specials,
Streak.
appetizers.
This is all really cool stuff. We came to Melt. We just got this sandwich. We are sharing half and half. It's a barbecue, pork, onion ring, cheddar sandwich, fries. There's so much food here. So much food. So we got Wind Seeker here. This area here was actually a dolphin stadium. They did like tricks and stuff, but the dolphins unfortunately passed away many years ago, and they were using it as a stunt stadium. Back there we got Wicked Twister, and we got the giant wheel. When it comes to Wicked Twister, I don't think we're gonna be able to fit. It's a pretty restricting seat. I am not a big guy by any means, and it's always been extremely tight on me. But we are actually heading over to the front of the park. We're gonna go ride GateKeeper, new for 2013 attraction. So when they put in Valravn, it was Calypso, and they ended up moving Calypso over here and calling it Tiki Twirl. And then the Troika, which is their Huss. I don't even know what type of model it is. I just call it, it's always been Troika. That's up here as well. It was always here in front of Disaster Transport. So it's still there. And then they've got a Huss Giant Frisbee, Max Air. This opened up in 2005. It's hard to think that this is already 13 years old. One thing I like about this park is no matter where you are, there's always something behind you.
There's always an angle.
Right now, there's always a Nicole behind me. And
Yeah.
there's always something going on behind me. Like right now, we got the GateKeeper sign. We got Wicked Twister. We got the giant wheel. Max Air. So much stuff here.
Shortly, check your restraints.
We'll let someone pass them.
4344 now unlocked by main controls.
Riders, VRC, please remain seated, facing forward.
Now locked, please retract.
Headrest, and your back and shoulders against the seat back. So that you move.
All clear.
We just rode GateKeeper.
It's one of my favorite rides. Like seriously, obsessed with it.
I really like GateKeeper. It's the only wind coaster we've been on, but it's smooth, it's enjoyable, it's got some forces to it. That first drop is great. A lot of
It's one
fun.
of my, literally my top favorite coasters. Every moment of it is great from start to finish. I am obsessed with it. I rode it so many times last time we were here.
Hopefully-
And I intend to again.
Hopefully we'll get to ride Wild Eagle later this year. To add another one to our count, but yeah, they're great fun. I don't know why more people don't have them. Oh no, poor Max Air. Looks like it's having some issues today. Oh. We'll see. Maybe we'll get to end up riding this today. If not, we can always come back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have it running. But right now, we're heading back to that little loop over there.
after.
Enjoy.
We got Raptor behind us.
Raptor is my all-time favorite roller coaster.
I'm done with it.
I have such fond memories. I spent a summer working there and it was the love of my life.
Such a good ride.
It's literally my all-time top favorite roller coaster.
It's forceful, it's smooth, it's great. I love this ride.
I'll tell you what though, they do gotta get it together. They were like triple stacked and
They managed to just shoehorn it into an area here. It's great.
it holds up. It'll always hold up. It's perfect.
Yeah, Raptor. I'm gonna go ride Blue Streak. Built in 1964. It was actually named to the local high school mascot, which are the Sandusky Blue Streaks. Don't know where they got the name from, but that's what it is. So this is a great little ride. It's always kind of forgotten about, tucked away back here in the corner. But it's the oldest coaster that's still running in the park. So, and apparently, according to this sign, it's at a 45-minute wait, which I don't think it's at 45 minutes. Time to go ride Valravn. So we just got line for Valravn. Raptor back there. Valravn was down a little bit earlier, so it just reopened as soon as we got off the Blue Streak, which absolutely love Blue Streak. Classic wooden coaster, you can't go wrong with it. It's nice, pops of airtime, it's smooth, it's not rough, it's not too intense, it's a great ride. So we're gonna go ride Valravn, which we only rode one time, 2 years ago, the last time we were here, and didn't really have the best impression from it. So we're gonna go ahead and go give it another try. Hopefully we get a better impression. Maybe it'll be better than Sheikah or Griffin, we don't know. But we just got off of Griffin, so it'll be a nice control. Just got off of the Valravn. I enjoyed it more this time than I did last time. A couple of reasons why. I think the fact that the harnesses weren't ratcheting, so the soft vest didn't actually lock down on you, which I thought was much better. I'm gonna go ahead and say the first half of the ride, I still think Griffin is better. I just like the views a little bit more. I like going under the bridge and everything like that. But I have to say the second half of the ride, Valravn definitely takes the cake on this one. It's longer. You've got the two other extra inversions, with one of them being the slow twist, which that twist just like empties into a big bank turn. It's really cool. So definitely, it's a good ride. I'm surprised more parks haven't built one since they came out, but they haven't. Maybe we'll start seeing some more. I know that It looks like Canada's Wonderland is getting one. Looks like Canada's Wonderland is getting one, which I'd be okay with. I mean, I haven't been up there for a couple of years, and I'd really like to give it another try. Oh, it looks like Talto Dragster is down. Crews are cleaning and everything. Hopefully we get to ride it. It's always odd coming back to this park and seeing something new that they built after I've been so used to something else. So seeing Steel Vengeance back there is really odd because you couldn't see Mean Streak before. So it's definitely weird. Alright, so this right here, this is what we call a mufflehead. They do not have any mouse, they die within 24 hours, and they're everywhere around the park. Some people in other parts of the country call them midges, some people call them mouthless mosquitoes. They don't do anything but reproduce and cause fish food. So yeah, they just land on everything, so if you're eating, you're gonna get one in your food, you'll get one in your drink. Muffleheads. So here in Frontier Town, they're getting ready to start up the Brews and Barbecue Festival that they do. Looks like they have the band already started. They put them in a better place this year than last time. But we are unfortunately missing it by a day. We're going to be here today, Wednesday, and tomorrow, Thursday. And it starts on Friday. So we're going to miss it. We did it 2 years ago, and it was great fun. Got to try a lot of new beers. It was inexpensive. It was good times. I mean, Mean Streak always had a really impressive reveal when you turn the corner, but this just kind of amplifies it.
You know, like a lot of stuff.
Like, if you've never seen Mean Streak, like, the wood structure was always really impressive.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, this looks great right now. See? Liked about Cedar Point is they've got these old saloons here. This is the Last Chance Saloon. You really come in and you can get a beer, get drinks, get snacks. That's great. We're gonna get an Iron Dragon. Iron Dragon's a personal favorite of mine. It's always been just fun. I love aero suspended coasters. I really wish that S&S, with them recently bringing back the steeplechase coaster, I'm kind of hoping, really hoping actually, that they managed to bring back the suspended coaster into a modern era. I would really love to see them back. Even if they're not crazy, anything like what the original Bat was or anything. I just want to have some suspended coasters again. This one looks like it's crazy. It's not. It's pretty tame. All the other ones that I've been on, every other one that I've been on is better than this. Just rode Iron Dragon. It was running pretty good actually. We rode in the very back row. Had a lot of speed coming off of that first drop. First half's boring. The second half with the pretzel though, it actually had a pretty decent little, this part right here, had a pretty decent little, some twists and some turns in there. It was good. Really enjoyed it. So just got off of Rougarou. I really like Rougarou.
fave, but
I really like it.
it's fun.
Mantis was my favorite ride for like 3 years. The first 3 years it was out. So
It's fun that it
I've
used
always
to
been a
be
fan of
Mantis
it.
and now that it's something else. Like that's fun and that's great for.
It's crazy. What else we've done since we last talked?
Last time.
We rode Millennium Force.
Yes, Millennium.
Millennium Force over there.
Love that ride.
Still not my favorite ride. A lot of people will absolutely love the ride. Not my favorite. She loves this ride. We rode the train. That's where we met, so it was a big thing. Also, I popped the question. So we're going to be Mr. and Mrs. Theme Park Guides. So that's exciting. And
Best day ever.
yeah. Park closes here shortly, and we're gonna head back to the hotel, just kind of settle in, kind of visit with some friends, and we're coming back tomorrow. So we're just gonna do one big video for this day. Yeah. Hey, good morning. We're here for day 2 at Cedar Point. We're heading in for early entry to go ride Steel Vengeance. So hopefully the wait's not too long. There's actually a decent crowd of people actually coming in. So hopefully we can get a ride or two in before it gets too crazy. So I'm not sure when they did this, but I love it. They put little faces on the back of monsters' cars. Well, we came to go ride Steel Vengeance first thing in the morning. Unfortunately, they're having a little bit of technical issues. And there's a train at the bottom of the lift, and there's 2 trains in storage. So I don't even know, I haven't seen one go around yet today. So up here they're having some technical issues. So we're gonna go ride Maverick instead, and hopefully get to ride Steel Vengeance sometime. I mean, we did just drive across the country to ride it, so if we need to add another day to this trip, we will. We can skip out on a park and do this again. This used to be Whitewater Landing, which was their Aero Flume ride, and they sadly removed it, but then they replaced it with Maverick, which is a shooting replacement. This ride is phenomenal. It's intense. It's just great. This is the old Whitewater Landing station, actually. So this is where the turntable was. There was one of the flumes, and there's the other one. So this is the actual queue house for the ride, and it was the station for Whitewater Landing. Just got off of Maverick, yeah.
I miss being able to ride these every day.
Nicole, what did you think of Maverick?
That was the best Maverick ride I've had in like probably ever. It was so good. The theming
running
is
great.
back. I didn't know that it had theming. So
I knew
screamed,
exactly as
"What the
soon
heck?"
as we went in there, and you were gonna go, what? I knew that was gonna happen because I knew about it.
It was fantastic. It ran good, felt good. It was Maverick.
From what I understand, they're also going to bring back the Magnum Tunnel lights too.
A ride on
But
Magnum was great.
I think that's next year.
Everything's been really, really good so far.
So we were going to come in and ride Steel Vengeance in the morning,
There he is.
but I don't know. I'm going to switch over to my other camera. So as I was saying, we were going to go hopefully ride Steel Vengeance, but I don't know how well you can see it. But that guy right there, that's a carpenter. He's working on it. And then his buddy is actually right there. And they are doing work on the track right now. So hopefully they can get this thing running fine. I mean, he's just climbing around on that thing. But hopefully they get it running by the end of the day, because we would like to ride it. If not, we might have to reroute some of our trip plans and maybe pass up on a little bit of Kings Island and stop back here again for another day, or even just a couple hours just to go ride it. So we're gonna have to go and check out of our hotel now, and then come back into the park and maybe get some Dragster. So as you can see here, this is all of the cottonwood. It just collects like snow and is everywhere in the park. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's just floating around through here. We were walking up and we saw top of the Dragster launch here, and it rolled back on the other side. pipe scream. I do not like these. I wish I could see this area at night. With the lights, it looks really nice. Oh, and dinosaurs.
Wow, hi.
So we just checked out of the hotel and we came back in and we're walking towards Steel Vengeance. And the ride is testing, so that's a better sign than having carpenters hanging off of the lift. So we're gonna head on over that way and check it out, see how the line looks, maybe get an ETA and we're gonna open it back up. But I mean, we're not leaving until we ride it, so it's just the way it works. Just got off of this ridiculous ride here. Coasters don't normally live up to the hype for me, but I have to say that this ride met every expectation I ever had.
No, it exceeded expectations. Like, I thought it was literally hyped, and it was so hyped up. And I didn't expect it to live up to the hype, and it blew the hype out of the water.
It's smooth.
I mean, it doesn't even compare to Twisted Timbers.
It's insane.
You can't even.
Twisted Timbers was a great ride, but it was too
It's
intense for
nothing
its
like this.
size. I think if they toned the intensity down, it'd be a whole lot better of a ride.
This is a
ride,
completely fun.
it's
great
intense,
ride.
but the size matches. Like, I mean, just look at that hill. Like, the drop was actually probably the weakest part of the ride.
The inversions didn't hurt. Most of the air times didn't hurt as much as they did on Twisted Timbers.
Those last
The
ones were a little.
transitions were perfect.
The last hills were pretty strong and intense. I mean, just this thing right here, this is a ridiculous ride. How can you not? It's so good. I have to say though, I think my favorite part of this ride, so this wave turn right here is really good. It's a really good part. But for me, the best part of this ride is this like element here. That's just so good. So good. I'm so happy we got to ride this. I'm so sad that I don't live in Ohio anymore. To where I could just come here on every day off and anytime I wanted. But they did a great job with this pavilion too. That sign is really impressive. It's bold. Really enjoyed it. I think we're gonna go try to ride a couple things maybe and then head out. We gotta head out a little earlier today because we're driving to Michigan. So here in Frontier Town next to Skyhawk is the Town Hall Museum. This just full of history of this park. You gotta remember this park opened in 1870. There's supposed to be something in here, yes. There's this giant model of the roller coaster that they're actually actively building right now. And from what I've been told, it's actually supposed to run. This is really impressive. And that's the guy that's building it. This was in front of Iron Dragon. back in the day. We've got a miniature model of Blue Streak here. Here's what Mean Streak used to look like before it was turned into Steel Vengeance. This place is just full of history. We got this is where Whitewater Landing is. Remember how I was telling you about the station for Whitewater Landing becoming the queue? This was the station here, and this is the actual queue for Maverick. You went into here, and then the station was just right here. The Statue of Hermes, he was over by the Marina Gate underneath the Valravn. I actually don't know where this guy was.
Look at this dock plate.
I don't know. If that cat was more orange, that would be our cat. So they got like music acts that performed here over the years. Old photos of the place, old rides, Wild Mouse, Rotor, their old train, French Frolics, old maps. The fact that Frontier Town used to be only accessible via train. Used to have a jungle show. It's called, and Arsenio Hall used to work there. Little tidbit for you. There's the Sandusky clock. I don't know what that means. Here's one of the Gemini cars here. You can get pictures in it. They unfortunately can't run all of their trains anymore just because capacity is just not there. Some old bikes. It looks like they got rid of a lot of the games that were in here. They had a lot of old arcade games. Bunch of pictures. There's old displays here. So, I don't know if we'd be able to get up there, but this is what the ballroom upstairs looks like. Oh, the ballroom is gorgeous. Everything's here, different steam tractors, different other operable games. Test your strength. Unfortunately, they're all non-operable. They're all so cool. Is this the haunted horse?
This is the replica.
So this apparently is a replica of the horse. The real horse, apparently if you take a picture of it, it'll always come out blurry. So. Just a bunch of the old Cedar Point merchandise. Got an old fire engine here. I always loved that line right there, the amusement park. But up here they got some model trains. These are always really cool. But there's just so much stuff, and if you could spend hours in here really and just look at pictures and read stuff. Like, this park has so much history that people just don't even realize is here. Love Cedar Point. I didn't really show you the front of the park that much. We mainly just did the back of the park. But this is the Pagoda gift shop, one of the oldest buildings on Point. This little stand right here used to be a post office. Cedar Point has always done merchandise really well. Like, they've got multiple different styles, and then they all come in multiple colors, which
I like these, like,
is a really good
very understated
thing to have. Let's see, a wall of hats, and there's so many hats. Look at these. there's just tons of shirts. They really like honor the whole park and everything here. There's roller coast.
Oh my
Got
god.
little vintage Legos. It does say that on the back.
Why is it $60? That's disrespectful.
Just plain shirts, plain hats. Dumb shirts, that say dumb things. Still vengeance. These are probably the coolest things I have this year though. There's all these vintage shirts. Those Wildcats with Benching. Space Spiral. Fascination. If you've never played a Fascination game or know what it is, definitely should check it out. It's really cool. Whitewater Landing down there. Valravn. Paddle Wheel Excursions. Okay. So this right here. This was Fascination. So you would sit down here, the ball would roll out, and then you would roll it under the glass here, up over this, and you try to get into the different holes. And there were sensors. You could see the little triggers there. And it would light up the lights back there. And you had to get like, it was like a bingo. So you could do like 5 in a row, or you could do like just the corners or whatever. But whoever did it would win, and you won Fascination points. That's what the power looks like. And you would get Fascination points, which worked at every Fascination across the country. And you would use it to buy stuff. I miss Fascination. So I was telling you earlier, antique cars. Well, here's the other one, Cadillac cars. Stuff in the front of the park. It runs underneath the Raptor. Pretty cool. Got the old classic Sky Ride here. Snoopy Boutique is where you can buy all your Snoopy items. So this giant building here is actually the Coliseum ballroom. I showed you that picture of the upstairs. Absolutely amazing, amazing place. Downstairs is a full arcade full of new and old arcade cabinets and everything. Right here, we got a Raptor running. This is Cedar Downs. This is one of the only remaining of these in the world. There's only like 3 left. There's one in Playland Park, and I know there's one in Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Not sure about anywhere else. But you can see, I don't know if you can see how far it goes, but it's just massive. There's so many arcade cabinets inside here. I think this would be a perfect place to put a dark ride. I love the view as you're coming into the park. Cedar Downs. Next up here is Kitty Kingdom, one of the kids' areas in the park. It's right up here in the very front. They've got one in the front, in the middle, and then a little bit closer to the back. So nicely spaced out. Raptor has been here since 1994. Great ride. Packs a punch, but it's still, you know, just an enjoyable ride. It's not too intense at all. This fountain in like 10 years ago, and kids are always just running in it. Always, and grown-up kids too. So the Johnny Rockets right there, that is where the Fascination parlor used to be. So you could come right in there and play Fascination. Now it's a Johnny Rockets hamburgers and fries. There's a gift shop all the way up here that we're trying to get up to. We are not parked in the front of the park. We're still parked over by Hotel Breakers, which is back by Magnum, but that's where our car is. But we want to go up to the gift shop up here just to check it out.
Please note that for the comfort of all park guests, smoking is permitted only in designated areas.
This is where most of your game are, and they don't really pester you about like some parks. Like when we were at Carowinds, and they were literally just yelling at us to play. They don't do that here, which is nice. I appreciate that. If I want to play a game, I'll play a game. You don't need to bark at me to try to get me to play. So, just further up here, towards the front of the park. Crowd is always just so loud. So up here to the front of the park, we have Pink's Hot Dogs, which is an LA-based chain, and they've got their hot dogs here. The barn behind it is actually Toff's Ice Cream Parlor, which Toff's Ice Cream is a Sandusky local ice cream. Really good stuff, nice and creamy, smooth, delicious. We got the Parks Buffet, Midway Market. I've never actually eaten there before. Probably should do that sometime. We got Starbucks coffee. This is where the Parks Grand Carousel is. I like that their carousel is immediately right in front of the park. We're gonna go up to this store up here and check it out. Apparently they might have gotten new seatbelts on Wicked Twisters, so we might be able to ride that. But right now, heading over to GateKeeper.
If you are riding, step to the gates now. They are now closing.
Got a wind speaker here. So this area right here used to be the Dolphin Stadium. I think I already talked about this. Dolphin Stadium. And they used to do dolphin shows until one of the dolphins died. Then it turned into a like stunt show with like bikes and inline skaters. So Cedar Point has a connection with Helen Keller. I don't exactly know the story, but there is, in memory of Helen Keller, press this button here, and it doesn't play anything.
She's not working?
Helen Keller is not.
Helen Keller, what the heck?
Helen Keller is not working today. Sorry, guys. Having a really good day.
Yeah.
Yesterday, today's been
It's
great.
a wonderful time. Like I would stay here forever if it wasn't for the fact that it snows.
Yeah.
And that Sandusky is a crap hole in the winter.
There's absolutely
it's a
nothing
crap
to do
hole all
here.
the time, but
Yeah,
during the
definitely
winter.
nothing to do here at all. But if we could just pick Cedar Point up, lift it up, and drop it in Florida, I would live in that town and I would go back to work there again. It's got me a new hat, a Steel Vengeance hat. It's just that great of a ride. Had to get a hat. I think we're gonna get a couple more souvenirs as well.
Yep. Gotta get a cat sitting gift for a friend.
Exactly. So we see dragsters running, so depending on the weight, we probably will go ride that. And just kind of just hang out for another hour or two, and then we gotta hit the road, drive up to Muskegon to go to Michigan's Adventure. So let's get going. So unfortunately, Dragster's been having some issues this past couple days. I don't know if that one just rolled back or not, if they had to roll it back themselves. So I don't think they're open right now. It's a very impressive ride, that's for sure. I like the fact that they have the grandstands here, so for people that don't want to watch, almost watching people launch on this ride is almost as enjoyable as actually riding the ride itself. They are kicking them off and back in the ride. This ride is down right now. Sad day. I'm gonna ride Gemini.
Gemini!
Fortunately, it's not racing.
It's 1 and 9.
They're only running.
I don't know what about that.
They're only running one thing. suck! I've always been a fan of this station.
Awesome. On the train, those are pretty well now. Push up, exit to your left. Enter the rest of your day here at Cedar Point American Park.
So that's gonna do it for today. We are heading on out. Only got one ride on Steel Vengeance, but I think it's safe to say it's my new #1 coaster.
Really, over Dominator?
I think over Dominator. Yeah, Dominator was amazing, but Dominator's #2 now. Sorry, but yeah, I haven't had a great time.
I don't know where it falls yet, but I know it was freaking awesome.
It was amazing. We're heading on out. We're heading up to Muskegon now to go and visit family, and to go to Muskegon's adventure for a little bit, just kind of relax. We're gonna actually have a day where we're not going to a theme park, which will be nice. Midday break for this craziness that we have going on. And then after that, we've got a couple more parks. We've got Kennywood, Kings Island, and Six Flags Over Georgia. So
Yeah.
Cedar Point's great, like always. Love this place. It's our home. It's where we met. So that's where we got engaged. So can't really complain with that.
It was a fabulous couple of days here.
Wish I could have shown you more rides, but there's just so much here, and it's just really hard to run around and show everything.
Yeah.
So we showed you what we wanted to show you, and next time we're here, we'll show you some more. So, all right, guys, we'll see you later.